I really liked the way that our O-line ran off the football. I thought it was the first time that consistently throughout the course of the game that our guys were finishing, and that sense of urgency up front was there. So that was probably what stood out to me the most and what I was most proud of with this Houston Baptist game. We opened up, and Newsom's our starter. He's done a great job. There wasn't anything that he did wrong going into that game. We do have the Western, the Houston Baptist. Those two games are pre-conference games, and it was important for us to make sure that we got Nip some reps. And we opened up the series, or opened up the game with Houston Baptist, had a score in the second drive, and then we needed a spark. We needed to change something up to see how it, see if we could get some more points on the board that first half. And there really wasn't a reason to pull Jon. It was more about making sure that we have a younger quarterback that has had some reps in case something happens. And he did extremely well, so we were very proud of him.
Well, I think the biggest difference this week is we played with a lot more energy. And we really ran to the ball and gang tackled, and the tackling was improved. It's still not to the point where I'm satisfied, but, the first game, credit to Western on what they did, but also the fact that we didn't play with the energy and tackling that I anticipated, made it for a long day. This week, the guys understood that the energy and effort and gang tackling are keys to being a good defensive football team, and we really showed up last Saturday night and did that, and it led to a lot of turnovers and a lot of sacks and a lot of big plays.
We had opportunities. We had a drop touchdown on the third series of the game. I think that could have gave us a spark as well. I definitely agree that Onyx return kept us, in a positive mindset going into halftime. That was a huge motivational boost for our team. What I was impressed with, though, the most is watching our team on the sideline, and we talked about it in our unit meetings that we would face some adversity. And I think that this team's starting to understand that you can't fold and you can't start pointing fingers. And we've been staying with the win principle, and that's what is next. And I thought that they handled themselves very, very well. But yeah, I definitely think going into half with that return that was for sure gave us the confidence we needed to come out second half and get rolling. And our defense is playing really well this game.
Taylor's an outstanding player. First of all, he's one of our team captains, voted by the players, and obviously I think the coaches would have voted him too. He's just a tremendous leader for us. He's a guy that knows and understands our defense after being in it a year from last year. And he's a guy that's just so accountable. We can put him in a lot of places. We actually played him at a little bit of what we call our Will Dime backer this week in certain situations, and he did an outstanding job. Taylor's an accountable, good, tough football player, and excited to hear that he got the Conference Player of the Week.
It's a culture that we're trying to change, and any time that you can get a victory on the road, they learn from that experience. It gives them more confidence when you go into the next hostile environment. And our guys did handle it very well. We had a lot of senior leaders that stepped forward and provided some, not only leadership, but kind of set the tone as to what to expect. I know there were some quotes on the defensive side of the ball. We were after the game. We're talking about singing the fight song on their field, and we had a defensive player, I think it was Jaquil, Coach Collins had mentioned that he said, no, we got to figure out how to win first. We'll do this in our own locker room. We got to know what it's like to be winners, and I think that they're starting to understand it, and it's exciting to see them develop.
Well, I think anytime you play well, the confidence level rises. Obviously after the first week there were some doubts. How we're going to go out and perform, how we're going to go play, because we didn't play to the level of our expectations, and this week we did. Now the big question is, can you maintain and get better? You set the bar. Now we have to rise above that and keep going. That's the type of team we want to be. We want to be improving all the time. And this this road victory was great. It's winning all three phases of that game, a clear dominant victory was key for us, and it's got to boost their confidence. But at the same time, there can't be a false confidence. Every week's a new challenge. Every week you face some different adversity, and so we know going on the road, Southern Utah first conference game. They played a couple of tough teams in their first game. They played Utah State down to the wire, and they played a number 9 South Dakota State team who's a really good football team. So, it's going to be a challenge for us to go out and continue to get better and perform.
They're an older, more mature defense. They're very experienced. A lot of these guys were around 2 seasons ago playing against us when they came here. But they're a tough group. They fly around. What they did to Utah State was pretty impressive. They're not afraid to man up on the outsides and keep an extra guy committed to the QB run game. And South Dakota State, that game was interesting to watch. It was 3 or 6-0 all the way up to the middle of the second quarter, and then they hit some down the middle on them. But it's a group that I think is going to bounce back from this loss. That loss, it's lopsided. It's not any indication of their talent or their ability. This is by far the best unit that we've faced.
Well, Southern Utah is going to present a lot of problems that Western did. They're going to spread the ball out. They're going to be a quick passing game. The quarterback gets rid of the ball extremely fast. We'll see some screen game from them. We'll see a lot of inside zone, outside zone with the running back. Just a good balanced offense, solid. They really throw the ball a little bit more on early downs than some teams do. And then third down, they've actually run the ball a little bit more than some teams do. So, but they've got a veteran offensive coordinator. Gary Croton's been around forever, and he's a great coach, and they've got a great scheme. And so it's going to be a challenge for us to come back now and do a good job, especially playing in space and tackling in space will be our big challenge. But looking forward to this matchup.